Association of pap manufacturers, food manufacturers in their kitchen. Today,
Gunshot in the air.
shot in the air for you. Hello, mommies. Welcome to another session with Babyologymums. I'm going to be very gentle with you today because my yegi one total, my yegi two total, my yegi three total. It's very simple English, a very classy definition. From one point to the other, una don't turn them to catering practical, cultural activity, religious exploitation, kitchen exploitation, blending. Hey, Olagbarao, mommies and daddies, what is going on? I'm just asking you, what is going on? What in the name of advancement is going on? Today we are going to be talking about a very, very simple English that has just 4 branches. And you people have made it one simple English that has 1 million branches based on your personal preference, based on your choice, based on the gadget you have in your kitchen, based on how beautiful your kitchen is, and most importantly, based on your lunch boxes and feeding bottles and the color and size of your school bag. We call it complementary feeding.
Continue.
Complementary feeding, meaning that your babies should exclusively breastfeed for the first 12 months or more of their lives. And after 6 months, there's something we call transitioning into complementary feeding. What is complementary feeding?
Let's watch this video.
The very simple way that I'm going to define complementary feeding is with 4 words: time, purpose, food, and goal. The timing at which your baby shows sign of readiness. The time at which your baby's percentile reach is qualified. The time at which your baby begins to communicate to you, maybe by virtue of what you're eating, what you're holding. The time at which your baby has self-defined her purpose, his or her purpose. Now, the other definition of complementary feeding is the purpose of doing what we call complementary feeding, which is additional nutrients for growth and development. The third word that defines complementary feeding is food. Healthy fats, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, proteins that your child needs during a period of time. The fourth word that defines complementary feeding is the goal that you want to achieve by transitioning to balanced diet alongside breastfeeding or milk. In all of this, my definition, I have not talked about blender, I have not talked about pot, I have not talked about school packs, I have not talked about your bowl, and then every other thing. So complementary feeding means that other sources of nutrients, other sources in anugo, sheng bomi. Somebody put the Hausa one for me in the comment section. So complementary feeding means time, purpose, food, and set goals that your baby needs after the first 6 months of their life. After the first 4 to 6 months of their lives. So complementary feeding has become so complicated that a lot of we parents will get it wrong. And don't forget, nutrition is the greatest investment. It's your first foundation and is the greatest will that you can give to any child. Why would you not want to do it right, feed right at a specific time, so that your babies can get the specific nutrients that their body needs, not what your blender can produce, not what your pot can produce, not what your money can buy in the market, and definitely not what you like as a person. It is a standard source of nutrients that your children need for their daily growth and development.
I'm not here speaking out.
We advocate that every mother should breastfeed. Peradventure, you cannot breastfeed for psychological, mental, health reasons. Trust me, there's always a replacement source of nutrient for your child, which is an infant formula. If you're breastfeeding your baby, exclusively breastfeeding your baby, you should ensure that you take your key vitamins, your minerals and your vitamins, which is always combined in your pregnant care tablets. Your folic acid, your folate, your minerals, everything that you need is always in one tablet. Now, why are you doing this? You are getting all of these supplements because you need to boost the bioavailability of the nutrients that you are consuming from your natural foods. After 4 months of you exclusively breastfeeding, with or without taking all this prenatal supplement, your baby's body automatically begins to deplete or reduce, or the body can no longer give the expected quantity of these minerals and vitamins that your baby needs. Hence, the transitioning into the complementary journey is very, very quite important. Your baby still needs so much more of their proteins from the breast milk or from their infant formula. But don't forget, like I said, in defining what complementary feeding is, we also now have to look at it that transitioning from 6 months, adding other sources of nutrients, which are our vegetables, which are our fruits, which are our healthy fats, our omega-3, omega-6, omega-9, not fried oil, not fried chips, our whole grains, very, very important, and our proteins. That's all our baby needs. Our babies don't need too much of drama to eat. Our baby don't need too much of personal preferences to eat. Because the goal is to ensure that their intake is balanced. Ladies and gentlemen, in all of this that I've explained, where you are see blender, where you are see markets, where you are see I added this, I put it this, I blend this, I crayfish this, I coconut this, inside everything that I've explained. When we're talking about our healthy fats, they are inclusive in our formulas and in some of our cereals. When we're talking about fruits, we are talking about non-acidic fruits that does not affect our baby's gut health, that does not trigger inflammation, that does not result to our children having rashes and discomfort. Some of you have suddenly become smoothie makers, puring and blending all sorts of imbalanced proportion of fruits for our precious babies. Some of you have become blenders and originators of all types of grain. I now put dawa, I put millet, I added corn, I added rice. My eyes have started to see all sorts. And now I am even beginning to see some people blending the carrot with the corn, and they are sieving it. Holy Spirit is now giving some people the inspiration to be blending all sorts inside the grain, and afterwards they will sieve it, and afterwards the cereal is ready. Why are you not sieving the baby formula? Why are you not manufacturing the baby formula in your house? If you cannot manufacture a baby formula, you cannot manufacture baby cereal. Mommies, here at Babyologymums, were very, very keen about investment nutrition into your children's diet. I want to plead with you today that complementary feeding is adding other sources of nutrient that your child needs for their daily growth and development, both brain development, the dental formation, for their bone health, for their immunity, for their daily activities. These are the nutrients that your children need, and they don't need too much. They just need the template to be followed, which is the RDA, recommended daily allowance of protein intake, carbohydrate intake, fiber intake, calorie intake, which is your carbohydrate. So these are all the things that your baby needs. I want to implore you that in as much as you're feeding your children all of this, you have to put into consideration something. Your child has an immature digestive system. You can only feed your child on nutrients that would help the growth and development and security of their gut health rather than posing dangers into their gut health. The field of nutrition is not the field of being a mother. It is a field of you following strict guidance. When you go to hospitals, when you go to your clinics, you listen to your doctors. And you should also listen to your nutrition specialists when they're giving you guidance on age-regulated meals. A lot of us have this perception that cereals that are packed in cans or sachets or bottled foods are unhealthy. But my question is, the same process of processing these foods are the same processes your drugs, your supplements are being processed. What happens is a lot of acids, a lot of toxins are extracted from these foods through this technology processes, and the nutrients in your food are 100% safe. So why are you worried? What we always advise mothers to do is to ensure that you're buying from proper channels, you ask questions, and then you look at the labelings and all of that before you buy this product, and ensure that your babies are eating exactly what is right, whether the organic ranges and all of that. Just ensure that when you're buying your baby food, you don't know what to feed your child, you don't know what to pick for your child, you don't know the foods that are rich in fiber, protein, carbohydrate, and all of that. Visit us at Babyology. Yes, our Instagram page is baby_ology, and our physical store is right here at First Capital Plaza, Okpebi, Ikeja, Lagos State. Canada, America, we also send foods out. So ladies and gentlemen, mommies and daddies, let us come back home. We have learned some things, and we have learned something very, very important, which is going to be a guiding principle and a watchdog for us when we are transitioning into feeding our babies other sources of nutrients that they need. So in simple definition, what does complementary feeding mean? Complementary feeding means not you using blender, not you doing catering practical. You are not a clinical nutritionist. Complementary feeding means feeding your baby other sources of rich, high nutrient density foods that ensures optimal growth, development, security of your child for the first 1,000 days. Are you subscribed to our YouTube channel? Have you told somebody about Babyologymums? Have you told somebody about Babyology Wellness Clinic? And have you told somebody about baby_ology on Instagram? Do yourself a good and show me some love by sending all of these 3 links to somebody. And let me tell you, you mommies, have you ever heard of Just a Little Lifestyle Kitchen? That is where we do lovely, yummy, uplifted, upgraded without you changing your foods and increasing and improving the nutritional profile of what you eat as mommies and daddies. Do you have any health challenges that you're going through? Visit Just a Little Lifestyle Kitchen on YouTube and start to correct your nutritious lifestyle, in as much as you're seeing your medical doctors, you're going through some diagnosis, you're going through some treatment. Trust me, nutrition is the major cause of every underlying cause and problems that you're going through, and nutrition is definitely the solution and the way out. But most importantly, there is time attached to getting values from all of this, our nature-blessed fruits, herbs, grains, seeds, nuts, and all of it. Time is very, very important. Don't forget, in the definition of our complementary food, we talked about time, we talked about purpose, we talked about food, and we talked about the most important thing, which is goal. I'll see you some other time. Make sure you stay subscribed to this channel and tell somebody that right here at Babyologymums, we're focused on parenting, motherhood, and nutrition.